Now, Friday Night Football, sponsored by Pizza Hut.
The tradition-rich Bremen football program went a full decade without a winning season. Then Bob Holmes arrived last year and everything changed. A sectional title in his first season. Tonight, he was looking for a conference championship and an undefeated regular season. It's Bremen and Glenn, our Pizza Hut Spotlight Game of the Week, Northern State Conference Championship on the line. First play of the game, setting a tone for the thriller. Josh Anderson, 71 yards for the Glenn touchdown. The Falcons, 7-1, want a share of that conference title. But Bremen answers. Braxton Miller, the senior, gives the Lions the 7-6 lead. Glenn again turns to Anderson. He had 200 yards rushing in the first half. Falcons build a 24-13 lead. But Miller coming through again. He opens up some space just before the half and fights his way into the end zone for the score. The Lions back within 3. And how about this? To clinch your first undefeated regular season since 1957. Double reverse. Nate Leeper to Adam Dotson in traffic. And he breaks loose off for the touchdown. Bremen captures the Northern State Conference Championship 35-31. Fireworks go off. Bob Holmes tearing up. What a moment for the Bremen Lions.
Unless you've been in these shoes and been a head coach, it's awful doggone hard to go 9-0 in a regular season. There's a lot of good football teams out there, and that's quite an accomplishment. And I just wanted to take a minute and enjoy it. And now we have to worry about the next week. But it's a great feeling right now, and I'll enjoy it for about 10 minutes.
And welcome back to Friday Night Fever. Well, they've been two of the best teams in the Northern State all year. You've got Bremen undefeated at 8-0 right now. Last week they locked up at least a share of the Northern State title with a win over Jimtown.
Glenn has one loss, of course. It was way back in week 2. Since then, they've won 6 in a row. A win tonight, and they'd split the conference crown with Bremen. First quarter, Glenn up 12-7, but Braxton Miller rips off a 28-yard touchdown run, and Bremen takes the 13-12 lead. Second quarter, 4th and goal from the 8 for the Falcons. Josh Anderson gets on the sweep, and he's in for the touchdown. Falcons up 18-13. Next possession, Anderson going off again.
Wow.
62 yards for the touchdown. His 4th TD of the night. He had over 200 yards in the first half. Glenn with a 24-13 lead. But Bremen answers. Miller, 56 yards. He had nearly 200 in the first half. The Lions back within 3 at 24-21 with a $1:30 left in the first half. Bremen recovers an onside kick and marches down the field. And on the final play of the half, Nate Leeper scrambles his way in for the touchdown. Bremen up 28-24 at the half. They go on to win 35-31 to finish their first undefeated regular season since 1956, and all because of a great surge at the end of the first half.
Congrats to them. All right.
Wow, what a game there. How about the biggest game in Indiana? It was at Bremen. The Lions were trying to complete their first undefeated regular season since 1990. John Glenn, they had only had one loss in the NSC. They went for a 2-point conversion against Jimtown back in the early season, lost 14-13. But the Falcons haven't lost since. Had a conference title, last one 30 years ago. If they could win tonight, there would be a 3-way tie for the NSC championship. This year, Falcons, Jimmy's, Lions. Before the game, I went into the Bremen locker room to see how they were getting fired up.
It has nothing to do with what we're doing. Has totally to do with you. Has to do with what every single one of you has between your breastbone. Heart, desire. We were all green today for one reason only, because we bleed green. We bleed green. You've worked your fannies off. You have worked your butts off for 2 years to put yourselves in this position. Now what we do, we just tell you what to do. You play the doggone game. You go out there every night and get it done. Tonight we are not going to let anybody take what's rightfully ours. We are not. We're going to be greedy. Once in our life, we're going to be greedy. This NSC championship's about us. Tonight is our night. You have put yourself in this position. Do not let John Glenn come in and take this away from you.
Oh, wow, what a gorgeous night in the Mint City. Look at that sky. Senior night. My nephew Mitch, mom and dad, Mike and Beth. First touch of the game, watch this. Josh Anderson, 33 touchdowns this year, 71 yards, the first play of the game. He was injured last year, couldn't play in this game, wanted revenge. It was 6-0 Glenn. They missed the extra point, had it blocked. Bremen marches right back. Braxton Miller. Oh, that'll get those Bremen fans fired up. They led 7-6. It was a pink out night. Glenn marches again. Anderson, his 35th TD of the year, second of the night. Glenn up 12-7. 2-point conversion, no good. Braxton, 13-12. Bremen back in front. Bremen coach Bob Holmes, boy, he's inviting the official to Wooden Peel Pizza, you think? How about this? Critical fourth down. Anderson, another touchdown, 18-13 Glenn. After the Glenn D held, the Falcons go back to Josh. His fourth TD of the game. Glenn up 24-13, under 3 minutes to go in the half. Anderson, 204 yards in the first half. But how about Braxton Miller? Speed, patience, power. You'd think I was talking about Anderson, but number 15 has it too. He had 185 yards in the first half. Bremen back in business. So they go for two here, and Nate Leeper finds Ethan Pike. The kid goes up. Bremen trails 24-21. Watch this. Before halftime, the kickoff hits a Glenn player. Bremen recovers. So they march, and here they go. Final play of the half. Nate Leeper looking for somebody, can't find him. He did this in the playoffs and got stopped. Not this time. He gets in for the touchdown. Bremen up 28-24 at halftime. Second half. Leeper back to punt. Is he going to be a hero again? He's going to go for it. Nope, he's going to punt it. Ooh, look at that. Trevor Duff blocks it. That makes it too easy for John Glenn. You can't give Josh Anderson field position. He'll take advantage. Anderson does it again. 5 touchdowns, 236 yards in the game. Glenn had a 31-28 lead. Then the play of the game, Leeper to Braxton, to Zach Renner, back to Leeper, to Ethan Pike. Are you kidding me? How did he come up with that? Basketball player turned football player. He makes it to the pylon. That's a touchdown. The Lions finish 9-0, 35-31 the final. The first time since 90 they're undefeated. They're the NSC champs. Now it's time to go to the playoffs.